Hey guys, what's up? Got a little video for you today. I'm gonna kind of do a series. I decided to try out some solo self-found. Um, so I've been wanting to play around with the new Oni-Goroshi, and I have a little bit in the new Abyss League. But I thought, you know what, this would be like a perfect time to try solo self-found. All I have to do is farm up one of these swords. So I did. I actually farmed up a few swords. It didn't take me long. I think I got like 4 or 5 swords in about 10 hours of play. Plus, I got some other goodies that'll help me out along the way. But I took one of the, you can see here, I took one of the characters. I did make, well, to start out with, I made 4 scions because that was the fastest. And then as soon as one got the sword, I went ahead and made this guy because I figured, hey, getting him to level 7 Duelist Slayer is what I wanted to play anyway. So I went ahead and got him to level 7 while I was farming a couple more swords. And I really just wanted a decent one. And it's really kind of sad because on regular Abyss League, like every single sword I got was like 84% crit or more roll. And I got 2 perfect ones. So I thought, oh, this should be easy to get like an 85% or so. But every one I got was like 71%, 72%. And then I finally got one that was 85% roll, which I'll show you in a second. But, so that's why I farmed so many swords. I would have been much better just farming one. But anyway, I wanted a halfway decent roll. So I took the Scion here and I got her up to level so that I could get a jewel because I'm playing Molten Strike, so I want the Wildfire jewel. And because I want 2 of them, I went ahead and ran one of these up so that I could get that jewel. And then when I get this guy up to its Act 5 where you get the jewel, I'm sure you all have made it that far in the game to know that that's where you get like a whole list of jewels. And the Wildfire jewel is the one that I want. So I'll show you the character so far. I'm pretty much decked out. Like, this doesn't even feel like solo self-found to me right now because I have so much gear. It's crazy. Just from farming Twilight Strand and then, running my character up to get that jewel. I have some insane gear for starting out a character. Of course, I guess, you play 10 hours or so, you should have a little bit of gear, I guess. But, so in here, this is a bunch of the stuff I found on my other character. But I made a tab here if I quit lagging. This is everything I found in Twilight Strand. Everything that my character currently has on, including this gold rim, 37%. 1,000 ribbons, why not? Oni-Goroshi, there's 85% Oni-Goroshi. I do have another one just to level up some gems. It's a 75% one. But yeah, I couldn't believe that I was having trouble getting a high roll on these. And then I got the Sid Breath, which I'm actually going to take off because I found this, which is exactly what I want, a Curry Ward for this character. To give me some damage on my Molten Strike. This can pretty much last me through in-game, really. I mean, hopefully I get the Prophecy to upgrade it to a Curry Charge. That would be nice. But then, here's the Wildfire Jewel that we're after. In case you don't know what the Wildfire Jewel is, it gives you... I think the range is 11 to 15% increased fire damage. And then with at least 40 strength and radius... we get 2 additional projectiles to our Molten Strike, and Molten Strike has 25% increased area of effect. Now, what that means is like some of your balls travel further, but there's something that people seem to not be aware of, and that's how well point blank works. This is going to be my skill tree. I'll leave a link to this in the description. But point blank works really well with Molten Strike. Because in order for it to proc, the projectile has to move within more than 10 units away from the character, right? So anything within that gets your damage buff from point blank easy, right? So very few projectiles, even with a ton of area effect, hit outside of that 10 unit, right? Most of them are hitting closer. So point blank works really well with Molten Strike, does tons of damage. So yeah, this is pretty much going to be my in-game tree. You notice we're going crit, we're not going resolute technique. Which means that we're going to have to probably find some accuracy on our gear, which may be a little tough. Probably rings will be the easiest place if we can find a couple rings that have some accuracy. Will probably be the best place we can get accuracy for this character. But we shouldn't need a ton because we take a lot of these nodes that increase our accuracy rating. So... But yeah, pretty much we're going Slayer, obviously. So we're going to basically be leeching 100% of the time. Even when we're on full life, we're still going to be leeching. We're taking Vol Pack, so we have no regen. We don't need regen, we just leech all the time anyway. You could leave Vol Packed off. If you leave Vol Packed off, I would maybe try to get a little more leech somewhere on the tree. But it's kind of hard to do. With this because we're so spread. We take Fatal Blade over here, we grab some more crit over here. This is just some nice increased life, evasion rating, a little bit of survivability. Of course we go through herbalism to get the Fatal Blade, and then this down here is just a nice, because we're doing elemental damage with her blessing. So this is going to help that out a little bit. The same with Lava Lash. You know, whenever we have her blessing up, we're doing like 120% of our physical damage is fire. Something ridiculous like that. So, yeah. This is going to help scale that a little bit. And then, of course, the nice crit node over here. And we take Blade Master over here. Of course, we have a lot of life. Juggernaut, we have Barbarism. This gives us the +1 to our maximum fire res to help out a little bit, because the damage from her blessing that the Oni-Goroshi gives us is fire damage, almost like Righteous Fire. It's like a toned down Righteous Fire. So that's what a lot of people don't understand. They're like, oh, her blessing was going to be so hard to deal with. Not really. It's less than Righteous Fire, and people deal with that just fine. The only difference is we're not going to have a shield, but because we're taking a much more less damage than what Righteous Fire would, we should be fine without a shield. And then of course we grab this nice life node up here. Now if you guys are wondering, like, a lot of the question newer players have is like, how do I, like, when I'm looking at a tree like this, like, what the heck do I do? Like, do I go this way first? Do I go this way first? Like, do I grab what nodes when? And the answer to that's real simple. It's whatever you need. What I usually like to do is I usually like to rush for this life and mana leech first. Because the sooner I can quit spamming those mana pots, the better. So I would come down through across here. I would go ahead and grab Fury Bolts. That'll give us enough damage for a while, and then I'm going to come down and grab this Life and Mana Leech. And that's going to help out a lot. If I can get a little more leech on gear, I may take it, but this should pretty much deal with our Mana Leech for most part, to where we're not chugging Mana Flasks. So we take that, and then I'll probably come up and grab at least Constitution. And then I'll just start hitting this way up the tree, grabbing whatever I need. I do take Iron Grip. That just gives us a little added damage to our projectiles because we have a decent amount of strength. It's not a lot, 233. But hey, every little bit of damage helps, right? So as you're progressing through this tree, a lot of these smaller nodes you can leave off, right? Like when you get up to this life node, you don't have to take this whole tree. Right, just take Constitution, and then if later on, if you need a little extra life, you know, pop a couple points in. Same with here. You know, if you come up and get this nice bloodless load, you don't have to add these two right away, right? Just start heading up, maybe grab a little damage if you need. Grab Juggernaut, you can leave this node off. You know, grab Barbarism. And this can really be left to end game, but if you want to, you can just grab like a quick 3 points here to get disemboweling. Because our sword does have some nice crit on it. And make sure you're filling in the jewels. Obviously, we want to get that wildfire jewel in pretty quick, and then when we hit around level 40 and get our second wildfire jewel, we want to pop that in as well. And then you can start heading over this way, grabbing some life and damage as needed. You know, if you don't need life right now, skip that and go to some damage. You know, head on over here because you're going to get some life here anyway. You know, so if you're heading up this way and you're like, you know what, I've got a good life pool right now, I can wait till I get this herbalism in the next couple levels. Then go ahead and skip by that. Then you get herbalism and then get Fatal Blade. You know, and then as you get further in the end game, you can start adding on, you know, all these little life nodes just to beef up your character for end game maps. So hopefully that gives you a little better idea of how to progress a skill tree. Basically, just if you need damage, add damage. If you need life, add life. You know, and then in game, just fill in the rest. Is pretty much it. A lot of it depends on gear, and that's why I think this skill tree is really nice. In most skill trees, most good skill trees are very easy to swap damage and life pretty easily as you go along. Instead of like this direction's all life, this direction's all damage. So yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, what have I done? Well, now my Path of Exile is on the other screen. What in the world? Okay. Freaking window mode Path of Exile, but yeah. That's pretty much going to be it. I am going to be using probably Molten Strike. I'm definitely going to be using Ancestral's Call. Probably physical damage on full life because we're going to pretty much be at full life most of the time. I'm probably going to use Blood Rage because Blood Rage is just really good with melee. So I'll probably be using Blood Rage. And that's not a support. But, you know, just basically physical damage is what we're going to be scaling. We want to scale physical damage as much as possible, because then the Oni-Goroshi, when we get her blessing, is going to add that as fire damage, which is going to be insane damage. And I've seen people with different builds already taking down the Shaper and stuff with a sword, and I'm like, man, I got to get on this Oni-Goroshi. And they were using skills that weren't even that great. I think one person I was watching was Infernal Blow, and I'm like, man, if he can do that with Infernal Blow, like with Molten Strike, should be a breeze. So, you know, the only thing with Molten Strike is it's not as good for, like, it's kind of boring to clear with. But with Ancestral Call now that we have Ancestral Call, the clear speed with Molten Strike is pretty good. It's pretty good, so yeah, we shouldn't have any trouble there with our Molten Strike. You know, I didn't make a path of building or anything for this because I am solo self-found. I'm pretty much just going to be going what gear I can get. Obviously, I would probably like to have a Comb's Heart. Comb's Heart would be nice. Other than that, just some good rares would be good enough for me. Maybe if I could get like a Light Poacher with 2 sockets and maybe a Tomb Fist would be pretty nice. I don't know. We'll see what we can get. Anyway, I just wanted to make this as kind of like a chronicle of my character. So here's what it is, basically starting the game. And then maybe like before I get into maps, I'll say, hey, look, here's what like my character has before getting into maps. and then maybe like in game, like, hey, look, here's me taking down Shaper at Siri, Uber at Siri, Elder, stuff like that, and just see what the potential of this sword is on a Molten Strike build. So yeah, I'll be making a video again soon. Make sure you guys leave a like and comment down below, and make sure to hit that subscribe button to see future videos. And thank you guys, and I'll catch you later.